Hey guys, we're going to go through a lunchtime stretch session today. So if you've been sat at a desk all morning, feeling a bit stiff, maybe your posture's a bit rounded over, you're feeling a little bit sluggish, this kind of 10-minute session where you're going to follow along with me should get you loosened up, feeling a lot more stretched out, improve that posture a little bit and get you ready for a productive afternoon. So obviously you can do this whenever you want as well, so if you enjoy it, you can always save it for another time. We're going to be doing quite a few of these different kind of lunchtime movement mobility sessions because as well as kind of the fitness stuff and the strength stuff that we do, looking after how we move and how we feel is really, really important. So what we're going to do is we've got a timer, we set this for 10 minutes, we've got a series of exercises we're going to do, and these are all really applicable to anyone. If there's any particular points to pay attention to, I'll be narrating as we go through, but otherwise, turn your phone off, switch that computer off, don't answer any emails, just follow along and enjoy getting loosened up. So, we're going to start with a kneeling thoracic rotation. So, hand behind the head, you're going to bring the elbow down to the floor and stretch it round up to the ceiling. Now, depending on how stiff and achy you're feeling, your range of motion in this one might only be small, that's absolutely fine. Just take your time to do 10 reps. Really focus on trying to stretch as much as you can up, as much as you can down. Once you've done 10 on that side, switch yourself over to do 10 on the other. Now it's not uncommon to find one side a little bit stiffer than the other, so just take your time, focus on the range of motion that you've got, and by the end of your 10 reps, you should be feeling a little bit looser and have a little bit more range of motion. Okay, now on this next one, just make sure you've got plenty of space around you because we're going to be stretching our arms and legs out. This is called a bird dog, and we're going to start with a nice wide stance with our knees and a nice wide stance with our hands. We're then going to stretch out nice and gently. The further you stretch out, the more you're going to feel it. So if you do just need to give it some little stretches like this to start with, absolutely fine. Get that core switched on. But if you can, stretch all the way out, keeping the head in line. Feeling the glutes working a little bit as you stretch out. Feeling the shoulders warming up. And if you do want to make it harder, we're a bit of a pro at these, bring those hands closer together like you're on a tightrope. Take your time to stretch out. That's probably about 10 on each side. We're now going to come up into a kneeling position. These next few as well you can do standing, so if you've got any issues with your knees or you find kneeling uncomfortable or you've not got any soft matting underneath you, then just pop yourself on your feet. We'll start with some shoulder rolls. So, 10 backwards. It's really common from being sat at a desk for those shoulders to stiffen up. Feel that tension all through our necks up in here. So just as you bring the shoulders, drop them down and loosen them off. Once you've done 10 backwards, switch and go 10 forwards. Now you might find your breathing's increased a little bit, your heart rate's up a little bit. That's absolutely fine. That's what's going to help make us feel good at the end of this session. From there now, we're going to go for a kneeling squat. So what you're trying to do is rock back, feel a bit of a stretch, and then come forward. Okay? Get those glutes working a little bit, feel those abs engaged, focus on posture at the top, shoulders back. Again, a lot of lower back pain and discomfort from sitting all day. Lazy glutes, kind of tight hips. So just get them loosened up. And you can do this one standing as well if you want to. Just get those hips loosened up. We're then going to go into a really nice upper body one called a kneeling no money. So palms up, out in front of you, a bit like Oliver Twist. That's why it's called no money. And then what we're going to do is we're going to push our thumbs back behind you. And as you do this, you're going to feel a nice stretch across the front of the chest. You're going to feel all these muscles kicking in at the back. But just let those shoulders drop down. Avoid any shrugging up like this. Just let those shoulders drop down and loosely get those upper body moving, feeling stretched out. So we're going to do 10 of those. Now this is a great one as well to add in throughout the day. So if you have been on a call or sat at your desk, just throw a few of these in, a couple of sets of 10. It's amazing how a little bit of this throughout the day can keep yourself loosened off. Right, back down into that kneeling position again. We're going to go for some hip circles now. So we've warmed the shoulders up, now we're going to go back to the hips and get those loosened up. So you can do 5 one way, and then 5 the other. Keep that core engaged all the time, and then switch sides. 5 one way, and then 5 the other. From there, we're now going to move on to our back. So, find yourself some space. If you need to, just place a pillow under your head. Sometimes that's a bit more comfortable. If you're not uncomfortable having the head back like that. Arms out to the side, just sink into the floor, feet together, and we're just going to rock our knees from side to side. Just start with gentle rocks, not looking for a huge range of motion. We're going to do 10 of them on each side. And if you can, start increasing that range of motion, pushing the backs of the hands into the floor to increase that stretch. And just take your time. Really feel everything getting stretched out, getting loosened off. If you've got any discomfort or anything, just slow it down or switch this exercise out for one of the other ones. But this one's a really nice one for getting everything loosened up. Just take your time. Lost count, but I reckon we're about 10 on each side. If in doubt, just do a few extras. It's a really nice stretch. From there, sit yourself up. We're going to go for a very similar move, but we're going to do it through the hips. So, lean yourself back, feet wide, and you're just going to drop the knees to the floor, and then the same on the other side. And just take your time, feel that stretch through your hips. Get moving a little bit. Kind of being sat down all day, it's not really good for our bodies, they don't like it. And if we're trying to stay inside, we've got to make sure that we're adding some movement and mobility back into our lives, because we'll be missing out on the random little bits of activity that we don't realise that we're doing, but all add up, keep our bodies healthy and mobile. So we need 10 of those on each side. From there, we're going to do a seated stretch. If you need to do this one in a chair, you can do. Sometimes people find being sat on the floor with the legs out straight a bit uncomfortable. So if you need to do this one sat on a chair with your knees bent, not a problem. What you do is you're going to pull your foot over your body, and then you're going to try and hug that knee up to your opposite shoulder to feel that nice stretch through your glute. Okay? So the more you pull up and the more you twist round, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. But just find a stretch that's comfortable to you. If 10 is pulling your leg off, 1 is not feeling anything whatsoever, you want to do about 4 or 5. So it's just a nice steady stretch. And we're just going to take some nice deep breaths at that point. Breathe in through the nose and just let the breath go. Nice and relaxed. A couple more breaths at that position. And then switch sides. Again, you might find one side's a little bit tighter than the other. Perfectly normal. So just find that point. Stretch around a little bit if you can. Pull that knee in. Nice breath in. And a good breath out. One more breath. Awesome. So now's a good time just to kind of shake the arms and legs out, see how you're feeling. My shoulders feel nice and loose, but my hips, probably not done quite enough stretching on those yet. So we're going to go for a nice hip flexor stretch now. So you want to be in a lunge position. I'll show you this side first so you can see. Hip flexors, you're going to feel the stretch on the front of your hip. So what we're going to do is we're just going to gently push into the stretch and relax off. Okay, we're going to do 30 seconds worth or so on your left side, and then we'll switch and finish on the right side. So make sure you've got something soft underneath the knee. You want to be comfortable so you can focus more on the stretch and how your body's moving. So switch over to the other side. Hopefully after all of this you're feeling a little bit looser, a little bit more awake, ready to get back into a productive afternoon. Well, this is a great sort of thing that you could do before a workout. So if you've got a workout planned, you want to kind of get yourself stretched out before you do it, then running through a sequence like this is really good. So, that's your 10-minute lunchtime stretch. Let us know what you thought, if there's anything particular you want us to go over again, or if you've got any particular kind of areas that you're looking to improve your flexibility and mobility on. We want to use this time to make sure that we're looking after ourselves and to reach some of our goals. So, let us know what you think. Enjoy your stretch.